A very good evening, students. Students, today we have another video of our running chapter 5th, Animal Movements. So before we start our new topic, let's revise what we have discussed in our earlier video. In that video, we have discussed about some organisms like vertebrates and invertebrates. And we took the organism from vertebrates, that was fish. We have studied about the parts of fish, habitat of fish, camouflage, different kind of camouflages animals, and how do fish breathe, and how do they walk, how do they swim, and the body shape of the fish we have discussed. In this chapter or in this topic, today we are going to discuss same thing with the earthworm, which is belong to invertebrates. Yes, because some worms, all the worms are belong to invertebrates. And apart from the earthworms, there are more organisms that belong to invertebrates like fly, crab, centipedes, crawfish, prawns, etc. So let's discuss about the earthworm. Earthworms. What does it mean? Worm that lives in the earth. Earthworm has a long tube-like body and generally lives in the soil. Yes, as you can say, earthworm has a long tube-like structure and it has some special body features. As you can say, it has head, tail, mouth and a band around the neck. That band is known as saddle, or you can say clitellum. The one of most special feature of the earthworm is it has segmented body, and its body always wet because it used to live in the soil, and soils have a little amount of moisture. So outer margin of the earthworm has small hairy like structures which is known as setae, and that body of the earthworm is made up of muscles. Okay, so as you can see, during the movement of the earthworm will contract its body and after that elongate its body and move forward. So this is all about the structure of earthworm, and earthworm is worm. Let's discuss breathing in earthworm. How does earthworm breathe? So as earthworm is telling, I breathe through my skin as long as it stays wet. Means, have you ever seen the earthworm? When we see the earthworm or touch the earthworm, we cannot hold it properly because it generally slip out of our hand because it has a very slippery skin. Very slippery skin because of the moisture is present or the wetness of water is present on their body surface, on their skin. So as you can see, the arrows are represented. The air is diffused by or through the skin and it will transport all over the body. So earthworm breathe with the help of their wet or moist skin. Earthworm lives in moist soil, means soil that contains some presence of water. So oxygen absorbed or taken by moist skin of earthworm and carbon dioxide comes out through the same moist skin. So yes, earthworm doesn't have any lungs, any gills. It has only their skin by which it can inhale the oxygen or exhale the carbon dioxide. Next topic is movement in earthworm. How does earthworm move? Earthworm move with the help of contraction and relaxation of their body muscles. Contraction means सिकुड़ जाना. Setae or bristles that present on the outer side of the surface of earthworm help earthworm to contact with surface. As you can see very clearly in the right side picture, that direction of motion. So you can see the bulbiness of the skin, that is contract, and earthworm is touching their body with the help of the setae, and after the body will relax and direction will be move forward. So this is how your earthworm will move from one place to the another place. In the next example, you can easily identify how earthworm moves. See, this is an actual picture, the movement of the earthworm. On the other hand, you can see on the right side that other worms movement. They will take the help from their claws or bristles or hair-like projections to grip on the land and contracts their body, then relax their body and move forward. So this is how all the worms will move. Next topic and the fact of the earthworm is earthworm a farmer's friend. Really? Let's find out. Generally, worms help to increase the amount of air and water that gets into the soil. Earthworms are like free farm help. It means earthworm helps farmer into their field for growing crops. Earthworm keeps burrowing in the soil, by which soil get air, space. Earthworm converts organic matter into humus. As you can see, what is the humus? Humus is a dark brown or black substance made up of dead and decayed plants and animals. So as we easily see that earthworm burrowing in the soil, and it will enter into the soil and create space in between the soil, and after that creating that space, air and water will comes in the soil, and by the process and by the secretion of their nitrogenous waste into the soil, they will convert the soil into the humus soil. As you can see, that is black and brown in color. Earthworm and other worms like wriggles and redworms used to eat leaves of waste cabbage, spinach and other rotted food waste and help to decompose them. Yes, these waste food are the food of worms, and worms will decompose them into the compost or manure, in Hindi khad. Next is vermiculture. What is vermiculture? The cultivation of worms for making compost or manure is called vermiculture. Yes, here we have to culture the worms, whether it is red worms, whether it is wriggles, whether it is earthworm. So first of all, we have to prepare a vermicompost bin, and after that we have to put a lot of small earthworms or different worms into it. After that, all worms will eat and convert the organic matter into the humus. So what will happen after the composting? And we get, after the composting by the earthworm, we get manure, and that process is known as vermicomposting. So what is the use of manure in the field? Manure helps farmer to grow an healthy crop because crops get all the nutrition from the manures. So as you can see, it will help to farmer, and we can get the nutritious rich vegetables, fruits in the market. So this is how vermiculture or vermicomposting help our farmers, and this is how earthworm is known as friends of farmers. So students, we should not throw out the waste food into the dustbin. We should make a compost bin, and we should put all the waste food, vegetables and rotted pieces of waste food or other dairy product into it, and it will convert into our compost. It will help our in garden as well. So that's all for today, and we have completed our 5th chapter, Animals Movement. Thank you.